Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria. Girl, I'm looking so fly today. I am here because Milani released new stuff and it is my job to play with it. So this package came in last night. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, literally squealed because I ordered it all from Milani from their website because girl, I had a coupon code. I don't remember what it was, but I saved like 15 or 20%. I think it was Trend Mood actually, Trend Mood, and it saved me like 15 or 20%. Like I said, I'm so excited because your girl loves a sale and new products, and there's a foundation to try. You put it all together and like put a bow on it and it's like, my life. So very excited to dive in. Now I have a ton of stuff that we're going to talk about. The first thing I will mention is if you see what's on my face right now and you're like, girl, what you got going on there? I'm curious. Why does it look slightly different colored? Girl, I'm wondering. Oh, I don't know. Maybe stay tuned later on this week for a palette battle because that's what I've been doing all morning. I know you guys wanted one, and stay tuned. So if you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe down below and turn on your notifications because this week you're going to be getting a palette battle. That's all I'm going to say. And now we're going to move on to some Milani. So the first thing I want to throw out there is I screwed up just a freckle. So do you see my brows? My brows are bangin' brunette from ColourPop. But then I got into this box and I don't know why I didn't think about this, but I picked up Milani's two newest brow products. And I was so pissed at myself because I was like, girl, why didn't you try these? What is going on? And before I get going, I just want to throw out there, y'all always comment down below and you're like, girl, I love your makeup enthusiasm. You always make me smile. There is no enthusiasm like today because this whole week for me, I have so many videos planned that I want to like do and get out and whatever. And yes, they're videos. I need to put them up, but I am so excited with the stuff that I'm playing with. Like I have so much new stuff from the drugstore, literally giving me life. And then I have this one high-end video planned also giving me life, and I'm just like like heart palpitations excited, you know what I'm talking about? So if I seem extra excited, that's why, because I really just, I'm living my best. So let's talk about this brow product, shall we? This is their new Milani Stay Put Brow Sculpting Mechanical Pencil, and this is in the shade 03 Medium Brown. Ooh, a flat edge. What is going on? No, it broke. It's such a soft formula. I'm so sad. Okay, well, let's not do that again. We just broke off some, so let's go ahead and re-swatch. So, oh my God, that feels so creamy. This is in the shade 03 Medium Brown, if I didn't say that yet. Girl, she feels real creamy, but like real square. I can't get over the squareness. That is so intriguing to me. Oh, I also have 04 Dark Brown. Oh, we better swatch her. Oh my gosh. Yes, please. Is there even a difference? What? Okay, so, okay, I guess on camera you can see a little bit more of a difference. Over here is 03. This one is 04. But I'm like, what is going on? That color is my life. Oh, and these are so cream-tastic. Like, let me just, okay, there's nothing on my face, so I can do this, but like, watch. Literally barely touched it, and look at like the light feathery strokes you get. Just like poof poof, look at that. Look at how light it is. But also if you like wanted a deeper line, you can press and get a really nice deep pigmentation. Oh my gosh. By the way, name me any other person in the beauty circuit that will draw this stuff on their cheek just to make their point. That's right. That's what I will do for you. While we're all zoomed in and like still talking about brows, I have not yet set my brows, and I picked up the Milani Stay Put Brow Shaping Gel 16-hour wear. This is in the shade 03 Brown. Guys, there's like those little built-in hairs on the brush, so when you stroke it through your own, you actually end up kind of filling in your brows, which is really nice. Does it say that anywhere on the package? It says a brow defining full color gel with conditioning algae extract and hair thickening microfibers for fuller looking brows. Okay, so it does talk about that. Short bristles on dual-sided applicator, applies product, and long bristles blend and groom. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay, we're definitely trying this. So let's go ahead, throw this in here, and we're gonna see how does it keep them in place, yada yada, and see if we like it. This one is very interesting. It's a very thin, dry feeling formula. So as I apply it, I literally can't even feel it, which is bizarre. That is an untouched touch of silk canvas, my friends. Look at it. It's just so smooth and pearlescent and like begging me to just bathe my face in it. Oh my God. Like, oh, I love you. I love you. Okay, honeymoon over. I'm gonna grab some of this and I'm just gonna scoop right in. I'm almost set. Did it. Nailed it. Got in there. I am gonna be taking this all over my entire face today. You guys know typically I split it up, but I'm not going to today. So I'm just letting you know that it's gonna be Tatcha Silk Canvas, both sides. And that's because we are playing with a stick foundation. Yes, queen. I am so excited. I'm just gonna really focus on pressing this into the pores. Okay, so while this is settling and soaking into the skin, we are going to pull up some information on these beefy little beasts. Oh, yes, queen. The Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation Stick. Woohoo! You know I'm about ready to pull that shit up on my phone, girl. Yes! And also, just to throw it out there, I know I haven't been talking about prices at all because I got too excited, but the Brow Sculpting Mechanical Pencil was $8.99. The Brow Gel was also $8.99. And now we're going to dive into this Conceal and Perfect Foundation Stick, which is $9.99. And the new concealer will be $8.99. So we have a lot of like $8, $9, $10 price points, which is great. Okay, so the first thing I'm noticing as I'm looking through this, guys, this shade range, not impressive. There's 20 shades, but they're all beige, except for like 6. Look at this on my phone. Okay, let me try to bring it in. So over here is obviously like the lighter end of things. And then as we move over, this is the deepest. And correct me if I'm wrong, but is this right here, this deep shade, the deepest shade, which is $2.95, is that even deep enough for the arm it's swatched on, or no? Because I feel like it's not. Like, what is going on? I don't know. I'm not impressed with the shade range for 20 shades. I think this is horribly unweighted, and literally everything on the arm in the dead center is all beige. Like, am I the only one seeing this? Am I crazy? Like, what? Give me your thoughts, because maybe I'm way off base here. I don't know, but shade range isn't super amazing, but we're going to move on, okay? So it says down in the description, our full coverage creamy foundation stick blends seamlessly to cover imperfections and even skin tone. This weightless stick delivers a natural matte finish that lasts up to 12 hours. The transfer and water-resistant formula contains bamboo powder to absorb oil and lily extract to lighten the look of pores, available in 20 shades. So we have 205 first, which is, wow, kind of dark, okay. And now we're gonna go 210. Which is almost the same exact shade. Like, I'm sorry, 205 to 210. You're gonna tell me that that's your shade range? Come on, that's almost the exact same color. Like, we totally could have expanded the shade range, Milani, did a little more and had some more colors. These are not the lightest shades. There's one lighter shade before the lightest, which is this guy. So there might be a slightly lighter shade, but come on, you could have added more light. You definitely could have added more deep. You do not need 15 shades in the middle that look identical. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, now we're gonna grab the 205 shade because I do think that'll be a little closer. So I'm just gonna start by swiping it right on the face, and I think I wanna do like that right there. I don't want to add too much, especially when I work with a stick foundation. I really love to build it up. Now, you guys know typically I do blend with like a Real Techniques beauty blender, which I will do. But first, before I go that route, I want to see how this works with my Juno & Co sponge. And I picked this one because these are so great if you need to like build and maintain coverage. And I find that anytime I am working with a stick foundation, these work great because you know what? They'll say all day long, stick foundation, it has so much coverage. Everyone says the Hourglass one is like so full coverage. On my skin with all my hyperpigmentation and my acne, it's not super full coverage for me. It's like buildable to medium, but when I go in with this type of a sponge, it's like that nice microfiber type sponge. This really helps like to build and maintain coverage without ever taking any of the pigment. So I'm gonna go ahead, grab my mirror, and we're going to be blending with this bad boy first just to see how consistent, if we can get some good coverage out of it and all that good jazz. So let's just get to blending. And by the way, this sponge, if you haven't heard of it yet, I actually did a full like first impressions, is it really that good? Because this was made of a viral sponge by Nikki Tutorials, and I will link my video of it right here. And I completely agree. It is a beautiful sponge as far as building coverage and everything you can do with it. It's great. So just something I want to throw out there. If you're curious, like, girl, what is that? It's like a really affordable $6 sponge that does a great job with adding coverage. Also, those blended in very nice, very quick, but I didn't get a ton of coverage down here. I also didn't put a lot of foundation down there, so I'm going to add it down here. You know what? I lied. I'm just going to layer up this whole area again. Call it a day. Just keep going. All right, so here's the deal. I blended all that in. I don't hate it, but I'm not getting a ton of coverage through this area, which is a little bit disappointing for me, because if I'm using this type of a sponge and I'm still not getting the best coverage, you know, at that point, like, is it full coverage in my opinion? No, because I can still very clearly see all of my red, like hyperpigmentation here, 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 definitely down in this area where I'm having like an autoimmune disease breakout, like fun. So I'm not loving or obsessed with all of that, but as far as how this is like setting on the skin, it looks beautiful. It's really settling down, pressing into the skin, feels very nice. It's not like too dense, too cakey. I can still move my face, like my test. I can move my face. Yeah. Super cute, I know. But I am loving that. So let's go ahead and try some on the other side. And I'm gonna do the first round of blending on this side actually with a sponge. Now I do know a lot of people use a brush. I don't use a brush almost ever on my channel in general. So I want to try this sponge on this side just to see if the coverage is just as good or if it needs that sponge or not. Wow. Okay, it actually did make a difference. I would say the product didn't go quite as far, which is interesting. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in, same as I did on the other side, and layer up for a little bit more coverage. I'm gonna do it with this sponge. I do think you get more coverage out of this. The other side isn't bad or anything, but if you need that little extra coverage like I do, you will want to go in with whatever way you get extra coverage. Now, for some people, that is a brush. For me, that just doesn't typically ever work out, but you know, whatever you do, boo, do you. I just prefer this sponge for some extra coverage, and it does go in very nicely. It's working very well with this foundation, which is nice. Now, as I said before, the concealer is $8.99, and guys, this is so bizarre. I feel like the shade range for the concealer is better than the shade range for the foundation. So this is the concealer, okay? That is the foundation. So take a good look at all the beige, and then look at this one. There's actually like diversity. We have a different couple undertones in here, like what? So I don't know what's going on here. I feel like the shade range is a lot better with the concealer. I do think the deep is a little bit lackluster still, but at least it goes a little bit farther into the deep and light spectrum than the foundation did. So something good there. Just wanted to throw that out there because you always give the devil her due, girl. And I have the shade 100 today. So we're gonna see how that works out. It says on the website that they have 18 shades, and mine, like I said, is 100 or 01 Pure Ivory Fair with neutral undertones. And under the description, it says creamy, full coverage, water resistant makeup that instantly conceals and lasts up to 12 hours. Perfect for concealing under eye circles, blemishes, and skin discoloration. Formula contains vitamin E to help replenish skin's moisture, and it's available in 18 shades. All right, sounds good to me, girl. Let's go ahead and get her on. I have been obsessed with new concealers. I have the new one from L'Oreal, which if you'd missed it, by the way, I did a full video on the L'Oreal Infallible, which people were like, is it a dupe for the Tarte Shape Tape? What's going on? So I did a full video, a comparison, all of that, and I can link it up there for you. But I've been loving checking out all these new concealers. So I did that one. I have this. I have the new Smashbox one I haven't tried yet. I have the new one from NYX, which I'm still playing around with. I have the new one from e.l.f. Like, girl, there is so much. When I tell you, we are like all up in the concealer business right now. It is a thing. We're just gonna start by putting her right on the under eye. Ooh, love this color. Okay, all right, I'm not mad. Not mad at all. Actually, I'm gonna start by blending this out first, and I'm gonna blend this one out with my Real Technique sponge. And we're gonna see what the coverage looks like. That looks so beautiful. It blended out like a dream. It's not like cakey or crunchy. It's not mixing weird with the foundation at all. Girl, yes, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye. Like, look at how glidey that is. Look at that, just like whoosh. This is such a beautiful feeling. It's not super thick. It's not too thin that it's runny. Definitely thinner than like the Tarte Shape Tape if you're used to that. It's thinner than that for sure. As far as consistency goes, it's a little thinner than the Too Faced Born This Way, I would also add. So those are like two major hitters. Thinner than both of those in feel, but in coverage, she's actually kind of doing awesome. I'm also going to use this to sculpt out the rest of my face. Oh my word. Like, even over my little blemishy area right here, which, let's be honest, how often does concealer get like stuck in the cracks of acne and like all that crackly, crunkly texture? Always gets stuck in there for me. Literally not even a little bit. Just kept blending. Oh, I'm loving this. Okay, this is going well. So next up, we're going to dive into something very excited. These are $9.99, and they are the new Strobe Light Liquid Highlighters. Now, we've seen liquid highlighters 1,000 times. I find it difficult on my skin to find one that works very well. So I'm super excited to give these a shot. And these were also, by the way, released in 6 shades. Yes, queen, something for everybody. Love that. Now, I have the 2 palest shades, which are 01 Afterglow and 02 Day Glow, which 01 is a pale pearl, and then 02 is described as a champagne pearl. So that's kind of what we're going to be going with today. I'm just going to put one on both sides of my face, see if I like them, see if I like the formula. Now, in the description, it says a liquid highlight with ultra fine illuminating micro pearls that provide a healthy looking, I woke up like this, quote unquote, glow that lasts all day long. Highly concentrated formula can be used on skin targeted areas for an intense highlight or blended with your foundation for an all over luminosity, available in 6 shades. So we're going to go ahead, and I think I'm just going to go 01 on this side, 02 on this side. Sound fair? Let's go ahead and just do it. I'm going to basically be putting them like on the cheekbone, boop, boop, like a little something right there. Not too much. And we're going to grab my little Real Technique sponge here, and we're going to blend it out. And I did go a little heavy because, girl, I want a glowy ass cheek. Oh, that's real pretty. Okay. We're going to bop the little bit of leftover I have on the forehead. Guys, I feel like the camera isn't picking this up, and it's really making me quite violent. So I'm sad. I'm going to take a little bit more on just my finger here and try to get the camera to pick it up. So I just went ahead. I'm going to just kind of... Oh yeah, you're not going to see it on this cheekbone at all. I'm just like lightly tapping it in with my fingers, and you still... Oh, there you go. You can kind of see it. All right. So it's a beautiful, nice glow. Like when you work it through the entire cheek area, it really diffuses beautifully, which is nice. So I know you can't see it a lot, but that is the shade 01, and it's a beautiful shade. I'm really impressed. I hope it's picking up. Gorgeous. Now I want to try 02, and this cheek I think will pop a little bit better because 02 has more of a gold finish, and I'm so fair that a lot of times when I go in with shades like this pearl shade, they just kind of blend in and they give me more of a glow versus a gold where I don't have super golden undertones, so I just think you see them a little more on my skin tone. So we're just going to take and, oh, already you can see it more. Okay. Yes. Now, same thing. We're just going to blend her out. So I am going to be setting my under eye as well as my entire face with my Maybelline Fit Me in 05 Fair. This is my ride or die, like my favorite setting powder for the face. I don't care if it's in a compact. I don't care if it's in this thing. I don't care how you use it, but girl, use it. It is so good. It looks so beautiful on the skin. Whew. Okay, so as I leaned in here to pat out the creases, you guys know my under eye creases instantly, which I'm not mad at. I totally get it. It doesn't bother me in any way just because like my under eyes are super creasy. But I will say that as I was kind of peeking under here to re-pat out my bags, I noticed that the concealer is moving a little bit more than it typically does on me. So I'm used to it, like I said, separating, kind of falling into the bags on my under eye. That is not weird at all. But aside from that, it did kind of move around on the lower lash line area. We're going to be using the Marc Jacobs The Conceal brush, and we're going to be taking that Maybelline Fit Me and pressing it onto that concealered area and setting her down, making her round, girl. Yes, making her smooth. Now, before I move on and I set the rest of the face, I'm going to tell you, I think no matter what, you're going to have to set this foundation because it's been on my skin now as we've been playing around with other products, on and off camera, blah, blah, blah. You guys won't see it all, but this has been on my skin for like 10 minutes and it still hasn't like dried completely down and like left me with no transfer yet. So I do think this is one you have to definitely set. And also I'm having some pretty significant sinkage into like my smile crease lines on the side of my mouth, which doesn't mean anything as of yet because I haven't set them yet. So I'm going to go ahead, pat those out though. Anytime you have like a wrinkle or a crease that you want to set, it's crucial before you set it to re-pat it out and then press the powder in. Otherwise, you're going to be setting a wrinkle. And basically, you're just ensuring that it's there all day. And I don't know about y'all, but like I have enough wrinkles. I don't need to make sure I have some. No, like I'm good. All right, time to set the rest of the face. We're going to grab this IT Cosmetics 211 All Over Powder Brush. I'm going to tap in and then tap off because I want a very nice light amount of powder. I don't want to go in with too much, so I've tapped that off multiple times. And we're just going to kind of lightly set the rest of the face. Now I am setting this nice and lightly because as of late my skin has been more on the normal to oily side, but much more normal than it used to be. So I'm using a lot less powder, but if you have of course more oily skin, you can adjust accordingly and use whatever powder or how much powder of it you need. Okay, so next up we're going to dive into a bronzer they released. First of all, this packaging is literally the cutest. I love this design they pressed into the pan. It's like this super cute sundial looking thing. So cute. It's like a nice added detail that I love. So I'm going to be using my nicely stained Morphe brush. This is the M527 brush, and I'm going to be dipping on in here and grabbing some product. I'm going to kind of kick it around, make sure it's nice and loose in there, and then tap off. And we're going to go in. Now, this is a cool tone bronzer, so God only knows. Oh, my God. Guys. Smells good. Sorry, I don't know what that was. This smells real nice. It reminds me of like a cross between the Physicians Formula bronzer. Iconic, right? But like also a shampoo or like a body tan lotion. Like there's a compromise there. Oh, but it's not as strong either as the one from Physicians Formula. It's not nearly as strong, but it smells real nice. Oh, yes. Okay. All right. Sorry. I'm back in the game now. I love that color. Can I just say, like, what? All right, let's go ahead. We got to bronze up those Doritos. Yes, baby. Aisle 7, the chin. Get those chips chiseled, bitch. Now, when I purchased this from the Milani website, not only did I have a coupon code, they sent me a free Prezzy, and I love good Prezzies. So, they sent me a primer. This is the Prime Perfecting Face Primer, and it's the hydrating one. I almost used this today. I didn't because, obviously, we were testing a foundation, but I will try it and let you guys know what I think. But they also sent me this Romantic Rose Powder Blush. I am obsessed with their powder blushes. They are so good. Actually, I should, before I open that, I'm going to see if I have that one. Hold on a second. That's what I thought, girl. I have Romantic Rose right here. Seriously, their blushes are some of my all-time favorites. They are so freaking stunning and they're so affordable. And I'm just going to grab my JH06 brush. I love this for this blush. And I'm just going to tap in here and go right in. Oh, it's such a beautiful, like, light mauve pink kind of color. Yes, queen. Oh. So I am going to go ahead and re-brighten up under my eyes with the KKW #1 Brightening Press Powder. And these, I guess, are, like, so iconic. Everyone loves them. I've been playing around with them, and I'll tell you guys, like, my final thoughts when I have final thoughts. But for now, I'm still just in the phases of testing it out. So I'm going to take some of this on my beauty sponge right here, and I'm going to press it into my under eye and really brighten everything back up. Yes. This is probably one of my favorite steps of my makeup routine, if I'm being 100% honest with you. Brightening up the under eye just like does it for me every day. I'm like, oh wait, am I starting to look sleepy? Bam, not anymore. Guys, look at this beast. $17.99. Price scared me a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you about it. I was like, I'm sorry. What did you just say? $17.99. So far in this video, for their whole launch, we've had like $10 foundation, $9 concealer, $9 this, $9 that, $7 this. Like everything has been right around like the $6 to $10 range. And then we come out of the gate with this beast, which is fracking expensive, but we're going to dive into this a little bit. So in the description box, it says this must-have shimmer palette highlights, oh, there we go, highlights, blushes, and bronzes with cool and warm toned hues for every complexion, ultra soft and buildable for a natural looking or intense radiance. That explains it. Okay, because I couldn't figure out, I'm like, if this is a highlight palette, girl, these highlights suck. But that's why. I didn't realize these were blushes. If I'd have, okay, Paige, this is why you read before you apply the blush on your face. But there's nothing saying I can't just give myself like a little bit more blush. So this is the shade of blush I went in with, which is like a nice, beautiful, light mauve tone. I think I want to kind of top it off with, I'm thinking this shade right here. It doesn't have a ton of shine. It's not like too highlighted, but it does have a nice amount of luminosity to it. So I think that's what I'm going to go with, actually. And this is the MAC 139S brush, and it's a dual fiber kind of blush brush. And this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to dip in, or at least I'm going to try to dip into that shade right there. Okay, so guys, I'm going into this with a MAC 139S brush, which isn't even that big of a brush to begin with. It's a fairly small brush as far as blushes are concerned. And I can't quite get in here like to get just the right product because this thing tapers from slightly wide. Like it's not even that big at the widest point of the blush pan. So as far as getting in there and like being able to only select that color, I don't see that happening. So I don't know. If you're wanting this color by itself, that's going to be a little bit of a pain, but that's all right. Neither here nor there. We're going to tap off because I already have a ton of blush. I don't want like a lot more, but like just a little. And we're going to just take and see what she looks like on the cheek, which, ooh, which guys, I kind of love it. It's a really nice natural sheen. It's not too much. Like, did I need it? Probably shouldn't have added it, but that's nobody's business. What is, oh, it's my hair. I'm like, what's up there just beboxing around? Oh, it's just my alfalfa sprout out the top. No big deal. Real good look, Paige. By the way, love my scrunchie. Hi. I can't help it, guys. I don't have the ability to come on camera and be like ready. It's just not my thing. I've tried. I have a very difficult time. Like if I'm gonna film a video, y'all are gonna see me bare ass face and it's just the way it's gonna be. Okay, so now we're gonna dive into highlight, which was the original intention behind this whole damn moment. And I'm trying to decide for my skin tone, definitely one of these two lightest shades, which let's go ahead and just swatch them by themselves here real quick. Oh, wow. Okay, those are beautiful, first of all. Look at that reflection. Oh, I'm mesmerized. Now, the only real difference between those two shades is that the one on this side has more of a golden hue, while the one over here has more of a pinky hue, but it also has slight like golden glitter flecks in it. We all know I'm not a big fan of glitter highlights. It's a thing, but I'm really intrigued by that side. So that's the side I'm going to choose first. Weird, I know. And I'm going to grab a little tapered highlighting brush, if and I can find one. This is my Wet n Wild taper highlight brush. This is like such an amazing highlight brush. And I'm going to grab this. I'm going to sink right on in to this shade right here. Now, just for shits and giggles, on the other side, I actually want to try that golden side. And this one, I'm just going to pop. Oh. Okay. Okay, let's really see this one through here. Now, completely out of left field, I'm going to add a little something more for highlight because you guys know I have to have like that punchy highlight and this just isn't doing it. It's a beautiful highlight, don't get me wrong, but it's not giving me everything I need in terms of like brightness and poppability on the cheekbone. So I'm going to grab, completely random, I know, my Northern Lights Supreme Frost Pro Palette from Jeffree Star. Bam, I've been playing and testing this out for a hot minute now. And I'm just going to go in, I think with the shade Thawed Out, which is this really nice kind of icy peachy pink shade right here. Like, look at that. Do you see that icy deal on my wrist right there? Yep. Watch it on my cheekbones, girl. Mm-hmm. Where's my brush at? Guys, I'm losing my shit. Okay, an hour later, found my brush. I'm dramatic, sorry. And we're just going to take some of this Thawed Out shade and we're going to pop that right there. Yes, princess. Now, guys, I haven't, oh my God, look at that. Like, that's what I need. Yes. Now, I haven't talked about this palette a lot in any of my videos, really. A, because I just started playing with it, like, maybe a week or two ago. No, like a week and a half, maybe ago. And I didn't talk about it because, A, I wasn't really into the colors. And then once I started swatching it and playing with it and really getting into it, I realized I needed to live in this palette before I made any decisions about it because there's a lot of, like, different things to it. There's, like, some that are supposed to be toppers, some that are supposed to be this, some that are that. Like, there's just a lot of little facets to this that I really want to get to know before I dive into it a ton and recommend it. Okay, so I'm loving the way things are looking. I definitely want to spray it my last couple times. You guys know I always go in, give it 2 last sprays, once Urban Decay, let it dry, and then I hit it with the Catrice Dewy Glow Fixing Spray, and then I let that sink in and I finish up the rest of my face. So I'm gonna go ahead, do all of that, and give it a little while to really sink into the skin. I'm gonna finish up my other video, all of that, and I will stop back on and kind of check in on the foundation and everything in general and see how it's going, girl. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Don't know what to do. Let's do it. Okay, you guys, I went ahead, I finished up the rest of my face, and the first thing we're going to talk about, girl, is what is going on my under eye. What in the actual shit? Guys, okay, I had nothing against this concealer until I saw my under eye. Go ahead, take a look. It's going to be painful, but I'm going to tell you, take a look. That's what my under eye looks like currently. I am devastated. I had such high hopes for this concealer, you have no idea. And now I just kind of feel betrayed a little bit by it. So that's what's happening. There's no way to fix it. So I just get to have like super creasy, nasty, baggy looking under eyes for a while. It's fine. I was gonna like try to fluff some shadow under there and make it work. And then I was like, no, because y'all are gonna see the real tea and so am I. And it's just gonna be a reminder of what can happen when you try different concealers. But as far as everything else, I'm actually really impressed with the way like my foundation is holding up and looking. I think it looks very nice and smooth. It does have a good like natural matte finish over it, which is nice. I do want to run through the other products on my face with you because I have not one but two different mascaras. So on this side of the face, I have the Most Wanted Lashes, which is their new stuff from Milani, and it has a very interesting applicator to it. Truth be told, not my favorite, not gonna lie about it, but nonetheless, put it on. It worked pretty good, but my favorite was actually Dangerous Lengths, which is what's on the other eye. I much prefer the spoolie. I like the way that it went on. I felt like it had a very nice defining lash moment. And then as I went on and built up the lashes, I just feel like it did a better job at bulking them up, lengthening them, while still being less clumpy than the other side. But I don't know, out of the two, I did prefer the Dangerous Lengths. So if that matters, I know it's super hard because mascara is like very individual, very personal, but that's my personal preference. And then on the lip, these are the new Amore Matte Satin Lipsticks, and I have the shade 07 Classic, and I guess it's supposed to be like a comfortable matte kind of feel and finish. It's not transfer proof at all, like it's definitely still coming off. So don't be thinking it's gonna wear forever or nothing, but I think the idea is just to be a regular comfortable ass lipstick, and I have to be honest, it's not bad. The pigmentation on this one, I did not expect to be this good. I didn't expect it to be this dark either, but that's okay. But I was just really impressed with the application of this. It has kind of a small like paddle applicator to it, which I was like, that's interesting for a liquid lip, but then as you apply it, it's very thin, like very, very thin in viscosity, so the overall application was nice and thin. It's not patchy, which is good because this is a deep purple color, and typically if you're gonna get a patchy liquid lip, girl, it's gonna be a deep ass matte purple, and it wasn't, so I'm impressed with that as well. I was able to get a decent lip line without a liner, so I always kind of look to that as far as the lipstick formula. Does it feather? Does it run? Does it get kind of crazy? And this one didn't. It went on nice. It sat right down. It hasn't moved a lot, which is good, and overall it's not so bad. I'm gonna go ahead, do the rest of my day. I'm gonna stop back on at the end, and we are gonna chit chat about how everything wears, what I think, and my final thoughts. So hang on, girl, and I will be right back because y'all know I'm not gonna leave you hanging, girl. We're gonna talk about this foundation some more. We're gonna see how it wears on my face. We are gonna get it done. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, we are, girl. Yes, we are, girl. I'm such a good singer. Basically a natural. Guys, it has been all of 5.5 hours of me wearing this foundation. I'm done, okay? This looks so bad. And I normally like I do an insert for my up close shot. Oh no, we're doing this one together. I'm gonna zoom you in. I have a pointer. We're going old school. Let's go. Do you guys see that? How disgusting it looks? And don't mind this like white-ish ring right here. I went ahead and I concealered my lips. They were looking a little like weird. And that was probably like 2 hours in. But look at, oh my God, look at this. It is so gross, and I'm telling you, it's 10 times nastier in real life than what you're even seeing on here. All this is completely broke up. My whole nose is broke up. What's bizarre is that the Hulk actually isn't hardly bad at all, but then go back down here. Look at this chin area, all my smiles over here. All of this is like so textured and gross. And I know you can't see it in the up close, at least I don't think you can. Oh my God, look at how nasty. Oh, it's so gross. It's like gray. I'm beyond shocked that this went so bad. And this whole, like literally this entire snout area down to my chin is so nasty. The under eyes are like obviously their own story. What the fuck? I don't even know. Oh my, I don't know how in the hell that even happened. Like, I don't think from this vantage point you can actually see it, but if I'm like up close or not in really good lighting, it looks actually gray. And it's not gray in like oh, it's turning physically gray. It's gray in like the cast that it's giving my skin. I don't know how to describe it. It's so bizarre. Guys, I don't have anything good to say at this point. Like, I don't know. I always tell you guys how I would fix a foundation or like how I would make things wear or work better. And I don't have an answer answer for this one because it's so awful. So I don't think I would use this foundation again. I might try to work with it one or two more times just to like solidify my answer. Now, when it comes to this palette, this is one I know everyone's gonna have a ton of questions on. Here's my thing. For $17.99, I think it's very overpriced. That's my first issue. My second issue is the size and the way that these pans are shaped. Very difficult to call this a blush and then be like, how am I gonna get my blush brush in there? You know what I mean? That's kind of an issue. So no matter what, you're going to have to take these like one or two at a time because that's just where your brush is going to fall. So that's my issue number one. Number two, to call this a bronzer, I don't know how I feel about that because they called it a highlight, blush, and bronzer kit. And there's one shade and that's it. To me, that's not a bronzer. At the best case scenario, that's like a good highlight or an average highlight for a deep skin tone. You know what I mean? So for me, don't call this a highlight, blush, and bronzer palette. Just call it a freaking highlight palette. Now that brings us to these mascaras. And girl, I don't know. I'm like jury's out on the mascaras because the one I really liked, which is this one. And I'm not sure if it was like a drying issue. So I'll definitely try them both again, work with them. I wasn't like over the moon, oh my God, impressed, like you need to run out and buy them. I wasn't there. So I'm kind of in between still. Now, as far as the matte satin lipsticks, I actually think that in a way the name is very fitting because they do have a matte finish, but they have a satin lipstick feel to them, so they don't completely dry down, which is very notorious of a satin lip. But matte lips typically do dry down and leave you very dehydrated, and I can feel this kind of drying down and settling onto my lips, especially in like the middle region, but it isn't dried down and like so crepey and crusty that I can't stand it either. So I don't hate this. I think the formula is a little bit more drying than I would like if it's a matte satin lip, but it's not bad overall, and I'll definitely keep playing with it. Girl, I need to look in this box. What else did I have? Oh, the brows. Yes, I will definitely play with that brow pencil some more, and I will let you guys know what I think of the shape of it. But as far as the texture, it is very creamy, and the color I like. I'm not so sure how I feel about the colors being so similar, but as far as the actual, again, consistency of it, it was really, really, really nice. So I will work with those. Same with the brow gel. I don't feel like it did like a, oh yeah, they're held in, they're good, like cemented in place. I'll play around with that a little bit more. I'm kind of underwhelmed by it, if I'm being honest. And the liquid highlights for my skin tone, like I told you, I do prefer the 01, and I will work with it again. I think the next time I work with it though, it'll be actually in the foundation because I think that'll make a big difference. I think putting it in a foundation like something that I already know and love, for example, like my Dior Forever, something like that, that already has like beautiful qualities to it. It's already setting down nicely, and then adding that a nice illuminated pearlescent quality to it could be really nice. Now guys, I apologize. That is it for this video. I'm sorry there wasn't more of a positive outcome. There's a couple things in here I liked, and for the most part, it was kind of a giant flop, and I'm really sorry for that. Typically, as of late, I haven't been having many flops when it comes to foundation, so I'm a little bit shocked that it was this bad that quickly. But you know what? I'm just here to tell y'all the tea. That's the tea, and girl, it was piping ass hot, and it was very messy. Now, I want to know from you guys down below, was any of this particularly disappointing? Because I am so disappointed. Anytime a new concealer doesn't work, I kind of want to cry a little bit. Same with the foundation. Like overall, everything here I was genuinely excited to play with, and I feel kind of personally betrayed that like all of it went so badly, or most of it did. So let me know down below, what did you guys think? Did you try any of it? Have you had any thoughts? Did you swatch it? Have you played with it? I want to know your guys' thoughts on the whole situation in general. Now, while you're down there leaving me all your thoughts, guys, do not forget to swing on up to that description box. Check me out on Instagram and on Twitter. They are both listed in the description box of today's video, as well as every product that I played with. And if you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, you can go ahead and do that down below and turn on your notifications, because y'all, I put up new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Holy bejesus, it is 5 fun, fresh, filled days of new makeup, old makeup, love it, hate it, everything in between, guys. Just 5 videos a week, and they go up bright and early my time, which is between 6 and 7 a.m. in northern Michigan. So there's always something fun for you guys to watch, whether you're getting up and getting the kids ready for school, or getting yourself ready for work, or just getting ready in general. There's always something fun for you to watch on my channel 5 days a week. So definitely subscribe and come back for that if you loved it or you had fun here. And yeah, you guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching again. Please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. So I think because I went in Now I think because I went in with Romantic Rose, which is so I think we might have a little better luck with the lighting and everything doing the other shade on this color. Wait, what? Nothing too crazy, because I have been having And I say light amount of powder because I have been lately on the more verge. Oh wait, what page? None of those words went in the sentence correctly. Also, did my dad bring me a plate of spaghetti? He might have. Now y'all can tell me down in the comments below, same day spaghetti or day 2 spaghetti. Here's why I ask. Number 1, which one's better? I want to know. Comment down below. Number 2, me, it's next day spaghetti all the way, because when you put it away, if you put the sauce and the noodles together, those noodles suck up all that sauce flavor. They suck up all that garlic flavor, and you are left with the most delicious pasta-y spaghetti noodles in a sauce. It's just like, ugh, everything has just soaked together and just like, it kills me. I'm obsessed. So for me, it's day 2. Leave yours down below. I have never tried to eat spaghetti so carefully in my life, because I'm doing a foundation review and if I'm not even done putting it on, and if this got on my chin, girl. Also, it's not weird to eat spaghetti at like, 10:30 in the morning as long as you've been up for hours, right? Like, that's not weird. I get up super early. So it's totally okay, right?